Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week's ingredient is dumplings. And I thought, okay, I have so many things to make with dumplings, but to kick it off, I wanted to show you guys how to make homemade dumplings. And it's very easy. And this is something that I never thought I would do it at home by myself in front of a camera. But when I was just brainstorming and putting everything together for this week, I realized how simple it is. Recipes, you don't have to follow. I say this all the time. You guys don't have to follow one's recipe from A to B. You can leave things out. You could add more stuff. So today I will show you guys a pretty simple dumplings that you can make at home. And I'm going to steam them because that's one of my favorite way to enjoy dumplings, the way they are. Instead of just putting in a soup or mixing it with anything else, because I'm doing that for the rest of the week. But today I'm just going to steam it and enjoy it with one of my favorite noodles, super spicy noodles. And dumplings does an awesome job to neutralize the spiciness, and the flavors go along very well. So that's that. In today's video, I want to talk about, wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about today because I answered so many questions last week. But I thought maybe I could talk about little flings that I had in high school, maybe in college. Just little things that happen here and there. Keemi, you're dating. You shouldn't really talk about your past, but Tone completely understands it. And it's my story, guys. It's part of me. And I feel like maybe I am the way I am because of even the smallest thing that happened in the past. So I hope you guys accept me for who I am. Or if not, just click out. Or just look at the part where I'm eating. I always leave a timeline in my description box, so check that out. One more thing. So you guys saw this spoon last week, right? So it has Keemi on it. And this one's a messed up one. That's why I'm using it. This one's really ugly. I engraved them myself. So before I engraved them myself. I ordered a lot of them. And I engraved my name on it. Wooden spoon is something that I've been using all the time in my mukbangs, and to the point where you guys ask me all the time, where can I get a wooden spoon? So I thought it would be fun to do a giveaway with my name engraved on it. But thing is, I am going to give away one every week. So how to enter the giveaway? I want you guys to leave a comment in my dumpling series, which one preferably the last episode of dumplings, and I want you guys to tell me what was your favorite episode, and I'll pick a random person and just send out this one pair, which it comes with the chopstick too, but I am going to send one pair with my name engraved on it. I am going to do this for a couple weeks. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to just start commenting and leave a comment for me, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you guys are enjoying this video, enjoying this content. But without all the talking, let's just start making some dumplings. So I gotta put some protection on. Protections are always recommended. So anyways, I have the sushi bowl, but I'm going to mix my dumpling fillings in here. Dumpling fillings. Okay, so kimchi comes last. Okay, so I have seasoned ground beef. You could use ground pork. I seasoned it with salt and pepper. Let's start off little. Okay, and this is tofu that I use a cheesecloth to take all the water out, excess water out. And then I have some Korean chives, green onions, and I have some glass noodles that I pre-boiled, and I cut them into smaller pieces. So if you make dumplings at home, you could put as much meat, you could put more vegetables, you don't have to put meat at all. Usually people don't cook the meat just because, I don't know, that's what people don't usually do that, but I decided to because I usually like to taste them. I usually like to eat them as I make dumplings, and that's what I used to do at home whenever my mom decides to make dumplings at home. But if they're not sticking well together, kind of like mine, you could totally add an egg. They probably don't have much flavor. I am actually going to add some salt and black pepper because I do want them to be a little bit more seasoned. Okay, some salt, black pepper, and I don't think I'm making enough today to use these dumplings for the rest of the video, so I did buy the frozen ones, but I just wanted to show you guys how, easy it is to make it at home. Okay, and then I'm going to add kimchi on this side. And this kimchi, I minced them. I diced them into very small pieces, and I used the cheese cloth again to take out the excess water or kimchi juice. So let's just mix them together. I have very little bit of kimchi. This is like, I can't even call this kimchi mandu, but whatever. This will do. Okay? And then I am going to add 1 egg just to make them easier so they will stick together, it'll be easier for me to make the dumplings. Now we have some dumpling, what is this called? Dumpling wrappers. This is Shanghai style. Okay, so you want the side with flour to be outside, but honestly I don't think it matters. But usually I like to stretch them out just a little bit, just stretch it out just lightly. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to get some water and then just apply it around the edge. You could do this after you put the filling in, and then just grab just a little bit. Not much. Have you seen this? Okay. You might want to okay, did that, and then I will show you guys just this. Oh my god, I put too much. Okay, and then you just wanna take one end to the other and just make it into a half moon. You guys can do this, right? If you need more water, just get more water. Okay. Okay, looks like that, right? You could leave it as that, or what I like to do is I take one end to the other and bring them together like so. And then get more water if you have to. Voila! Wow, that is not bad. Okay, let's name you Georgie. I'm just kidding. Okay, now you just repeat. This video would have been a good Q&A video, As I make them, I could just answer questions. Okay, get some in the middle. Get water around the edge. This is very important because if you don't put water on the edge, when you cook them, they're gonna all fall apart. Okay, they made this look really easy. Okay, what you want to do is just close them. Let's just close them. Okay, let's just close them. And then I'm going to put more water on the edge. And then I'm going to make this cute shape. Like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one's really ugly, but I'll just put it right there. These will work really well as a, gyoza, the Japanese dumplings? This is a shape that you want to have when you make those. But I don't know, that one was really bad, so I'm not gonna keep doing that one. But there's another one I wanted to try. Okay, and then I think it was like, how did you do it? Maybe I need to like take like each end and keep layering it up like so, which I don't think is working. Okay, you get the idea, right? I want it to look like that, but so this one looks more like a shumai. Ah! Like a little pouch, yeah? I like that one. Okay, let me try that one again. That's kind of cute. Okay, so the other one is, I don't know. I'm not an expert, so I'm just gonna go back to my original, because I would say that's the easiest. It'll be probably easier if you make the glass noodles smaller, if you cut them smaller. You know, when you go buy dumplings at a Korean supermarket, they average between $5 to $7, but some of them are more expensive just because they're handmade and they look like this shape. And people prefer that because it reminds them of their, you know, like mom used to making it for them, or their grandmother or something like that. So people usually like getting handmade, especially if you don't have time to make it at home. I used to be the kid that just, I don't know, I would make couple and then I would just be sitting there and eating the fillings. That's what I used to do. Okay, you don't want like the fillings to be on the side, like what I just did. Like there's this saying that Korean people say, I think if you mandu is ugly, it comes out ugly, you're gonna have an ugly child. So hopefully. Mine's pretty, okay, these ones are pretty nice. But this one can be Tom's kids, not my kids, but these are my kids. Some of the wrappers might be a bit drier than the other, so just keep that in mind and watch out, because they might, you know, break and fall apart. Okay, so I basically finished, guys. I made just rest 16. I made 16, and my two ugly ducklings right here. Ugly dumplings. I have that there, and then I am going to steam them. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use the steamer. You guys seen this before, right? So it has like 3 legs, and you fill up the water just right under the metal part, the bottom of the plate. And then you wanna wet this cheesecloth, and you have to wait until it's steaming, until the water starts boiling, and then add the dumplings, cover it up, and steam until they're ready. So, which is I am going to do. While I'm waiting for that, I can make some spicy noodles. Ooh, I am getting so hungry. Oh, it's getting sunny again. Oh well. I am going to try this banana choco sundae. Ooh. 아이스하임. Ooh. So it comes in like that. Oh, you want to break it here. Ooh, okay. And then it's kind of like a Kit Kat. think of Kit Kat inside out. Very good. Let's try this honey tong tong. So maybe a couple years ago, honey butter flavor in Korea went viral. It went crazy. Everything was honey butter chicken, honey butter chips, honey butter this, honey butter that. It obviously died down, but there are companies that still make it. And I think everybody wants to try it to the point where like even in a convenience store, everywhere it was sold out. Chips, have you ever heard of chips sold out? I like it. More than the flavor, I personally like the smell better. I put like a little bit of parsley on here too. I'm going to throw some water out. You know what? I'm going to leave the water just because I think I'm gonna let it sit there anyway. So until my dumplings are done. So let's add all this. Okay, I'm going to let it like kind of boil a little bit longer so they could like the sauce can kind of dissolve into noodles. So I'm going to let this sit there. And to add the flakes. So I like this one. This one's pretty good too. Okay, so I have the dumplings here right in front of me. I'm just going to let it sit for a couple more seconds, and then I'm going to place them here. Until then, let's just... This looks so good. Wow. I just want to show it to you guys. Hold on, I will show it to you guys. So it looks like that. Wow. Doesn't that look good? Okay. Let's eat. Okay. Let's try the dumplings first. Okay, I'll try it without the soy sauce first. But I'm pretty sure this is pretty bland right now. I actually like how little bit of kimchi I taste, but it's not overwhelming. How full that is. And the soy sauce is like soy sauce. If soy sauce is 1, I would put 1/4 of vinegar and some pepper flakes. Oh my god, I can't believe I made this. This is so good. Oh, that's spicy. kind of spicy. No, after the spicy noodle challenge, the nuclear one with Dongdaegiri, I saw a couple comments here and there asking me to do the Carolina Reaper pepper challenge. So I looked that up on YouTube and I saw these two girls. I'm pretty sure if you guys, some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. These two girls basically just ate it, and then I think one of them had an asthma, which I don't think was a good idea for her to do. And this girl started freaking out, and the other girl was kind of laughing at first, and later the other girl was kind of losing her voice, and the other girl was just crying and screaming. She was just like screaming because it hurt so much. I'm like, you want me to do that? I can't even handle this. Out of 1 to 10, I would say this is on being like how hard is it to make. 10 being the highest, as in it's hard to make. I would say this is like 4 or 5. I mean, as long as you have the ingredients, which are really cheap. I don't think Sprite is a good idea for when I'm eating such a spicy and hot food. Choose some cider. But this is basically a Korean version of Sprite. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, my microphone wasn't recording. Shame on me, shame on me. But I'm not even mad because at least I cut myself. That's pretty good. The flavor, so good. It's spicy, but so let's talk about my flings here and there. It's not really a fling. Some of them are not even like, they're even borderline a fling. One thing that I hope nobody watches this. Like nobody that like I know that knows who they are. But anyways, I remember my last semester in college. I used to work at this coffee shop. And I mean, so I ran into a lot of people, and a lot of people talked to me. I talked to them, and there was this guy who was a little bit older than me, but he was very interested in me. And he told one of my friends, and because he was like, we're mutual friends, and he told me, hey, like you should really get to know him. He's a great guy. You know, like you wouldn't. It's actually it would, if anything, it only benefit you. I was like, okay, what does that mean? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll hang out with him, you know. And like that weekend, we were supposed to like, it was like a we're having some kind of like, there was some kind of event at a club, and it was like a Korean club thing. Like that was the event. Only like Koreans were invited. Not only Koreans were invited, but it was started with like a Korean people, whatever, you know. So it was for the Korean organization, and I went. And he was there. He was actually DJing that night, which I thought was pretty cool. He's like, hey, you wanna come upstairs and see me doing the DJ stuff? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I went upstairs, and there was this other guy doing DJ, and this other girl just sitting in the corner. I was like, okay, this is weird. And he was just like showing me, like, oh, this button does this button does that, and blah blah. It's very interesting that you get to, the people dance the way you want them to. Like, you know, like I could make the music fast, I could drop the music, something like that, you know. He's like, oh, if you press this button, the music, like there's gonna be like a drop, you know, like in music. So I pressed it, and then like the music changed. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I actually thought that was like one of the coolest things that anyone showed me like around that time. Because when would I ever get a chance to DJ, you know? So he was like showing me more. But, so like that night I got to like learn more about him and like talk to him more. And I don't know, it just didn't really interest me. I was just like whatever about it. But ever since that night, I told you I worked at a coffee shop. And I took the night shift, and I would end at 1 a.m. and then I would go home around that time. And he used to wait for me. And he said, hey, I could totally drop you off. And this was during winter time. So I was like, you know what, sure. I mean, I usually take a bus. Or sometimes I had to walk home, you know? So I'm like, okay, you know what, might as well. But he kept doing that, and I realized maybe he wants, like, I don't want to lead him on. So after a couple times, I'm like, you know what, it's okay, you know, I can take the bus. I have to tell him that nothing's gonna happen between us, you know? Well, that was a pretty cool experience for me. Kind of romantic, no? But this other guy I had a fling with, he was very tall. He was like 6'3", 6'4". He was very tall. And like our first hangout was at a house party, a very small house party. It wasn't even a party. Nobody was there basically. And with a couple people there, we played beer pong. And this is when I just knew about beer pong. I wasn't good at it. I mean, not that I am right now, but I just didn't know anything about it. And he was just showing me how to do it. He's like, oh, just make sure to throw it there, and if you do this, you shoot better, blah blah blah. And I did pretty good when I played with him. And he was giving me high fives and all. And then he was very tall. And then when we won, he hugged me and he lifted me. And when I'm 5'3", and he's 6'3", 6'4", he lifted me, and obviously I'm gonna be in the air. What? And yeah, I was like, oh my god, this feels kind of cool. Nobody's ever hugged me this way before. I mean, I think other people that I had a fling with, they weren't short, but they weren't as tall as him. So if they hugged me, I'll be maybe an inch up from the ground. But him, I was just whoa! I was I am flying, So I was like, that is so cool. And then he knew I liked it, and I'm pretty sure he knew, and I'm sure he knew every girl like that. Well, being tall, guy being a tall and girl being someone average or short, guy has a huge advantage, I think. I really like tall guys. Well, I used to. I don't mind anymore. But there was this other guy that I had a fling with. He was actually really tall too. And I thought he was very cute. He's very smart. Socially kind of weird. Not the brightest. But he was cute, But something about him, he was kind of shady because, when I have a fling with someone, I don't care. It's not I'm trying to tell the world that we're talking to each other or seeing each other. Or I'm not trying to hide it either. I'm just if you find out, you find out. If you don't, you don't. But he was very well, can you make sure we meet around this time so nobody can see us together? I'm why? Why are you hiding this? What the hell am I to you? I mean, it's not we had sex or anything. We didn't even kiss. Okay, so we were just the most we did was cuddling, and this was earlier years, not this year, but obviously, but within college years, I was just okay, well, if you don't want to tell people about a relationship. Well, it wasn't even a relationship, just kind of a seeing each other thing. I guess I don't know if he was shy or I don't know what it was, but I think he was very pressured of other people, what other people would think about us, or think about him actually. So he eventually cut it off. I was just whatever, and I moved on. It's not I was in love with him. We were just seeing each other. So yeah, I'm gonna leave 2 dumplings. I'm pretty full. Okay, maybe I'll eat a little bit more. You hear that? He keeps tapping my hand. So I'm giving you my hand. Where's my treat? I love you too. That was a very good meal. But what other flings did I have? The weird thing about flings, like, you know, when I start seeing them or start like messing around and stuff, I'm the one who wants a relationship. I'm like, you know what? I think we can move forward. And they back out. They're like, no, 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 no. And they like come up with a stupid excuse and be like, okay, like it's over. And I'm like, okay. And then I move on. And later they're like, hey, like, you know, like I think we should like, I thought about it, you know, and then they come back to me. And I'm just like, dude, I moved on, you know? This happened every time. Even in my serious relationship, like the guy, like I kind of initiate the breakup, but you know, like girls like kind of like try to break up to threaten them, which is a bad thing, a horrible thing to do. But I don't know, it started like that, and we were like fighting here and there, and eventually we break up because the guy's like, you know, I can't do this. Let's really finish it. I'm like, you know what? And then I would try to pursue him or try to convince like not to break up or whatever. And the guy is so sure. He's like 100%, like 101% sure. No, we gotta break up. So we break up. And the guy seems like they're moving on. And I have a harder time trying to move on. But I struggle a little bit in the beginning, but I move on eventually. Like I am fully moved on. I am not looking back. But the guy usually comes back and be like, hey, you know, I'm sorry for what I did, but I think we should talk about it again. I'm like, why? Like, you left me and I gave you a chance to come back and restart this. You didn't take it, so I moved on. And I am not looking back. What? We don't look back. We move forward. We do not look back. And I think not just me, every girl is kind of like that. Like the guy breaks up with them, and the girl is like, it's called miran. Like you have like it's like after feeling, like feelings you have left after relationships. 그 미련 남았다. Huh? And you know, like the girl's like, I can't get over him. I miss him so much. And like they get drunk and they text them, and you know, like they just like, I can't live without him. They cry, they watch sad movies, they like pig out, they eat ice cream and chocolate. But eventually they move on clean. Like clean. They don't even like they are ready for another relationship. For guys, they think that they moved on in the beginning. Oh, I feel so free. Like, I don't have her calling every 5 minutes. I don't have her nagging me for doing this. I don't have her nagging me staying out and drinking with my guy friends. You know, I'm happy. But eventually something is missing in their life. And they come knocking on your door again. Hey, I didn't know what I had before. I'm like, bitch, it's over. It's over. Over. And then the guys have a harder time. And the girl is already happy with someone else, someone better, you know? This tastes so good. I think I like it better than Sprite. Kimchi! Kimchi! Look at him. I'm like, ah, see that? Alright, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys get to try it out. I hope you guys get to make dumpling at home. You don't even have to add all of it. You could just add the meat and like green onions if you will. make sure to stay tuned for this week. Make sure to probably like starting from next dumplings episode 2 on the dumplings. You guys can start telling me which one's your favorite so far or which one's your favorite recipe. But by the last one, you should leave a comment so you have a chance of winning this cute wooden spoon with my name on it. But this one's on the back because I was practicing, and the ones that you guys are gonna get is in the front, and it's gonna be a lot more neater and more professional looking. So if you guys want to win one pair, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. You just fart? Oh my god, I just farted.